What's going on with y'all boys? Today we're reacting to Reese Hub and how Clix and Higgs are just dominating the EVAL Cup. We're gonna go ahead and break down the gameplay, see what they're doing differently, because they end up winning like 2 of their 3 or 4 games. They end up winning like half or more than their games, but regardless, let's get into it.
Clix and Higgs won 2 out of the 4 games of the EVAL Cup last night in a win format. This particular match, they only had 3 elims total, so I want to go through and see basically how they're able to win a game with such minimal refreshes on their materials, because I would imagine that they're going to have to play their rotates pretty perfectly in order to actually get to that point in the match. Now, if you know anything, you know they land at OXR 8.
Y'all could probably even use this for Div 5, but I think Div 5's over at this point anyways, but that was kind of on a win format, like placement, but I think Div 5's over anyway, so if you didn't make it out, GG.
Q, lots of launch pads, lots of loot, lots of metal, great drop spot, nothing in particular to add to that on top of that. First thing of note and importance that they're doing is that they're creating these metal boxes up here with extra heals in them. They have a bunch of medkits, big pots, you got minis, you got whites. So I imagine they're going to play these before hitting this launch pad in the storm later. That is my guess. We shall see.
Yeah, so much.
Surprisingly, that's what they do. You've got Higgs looking for tags up here. Clix just threw a bunch more heals in here. You got even more big pots. They have a ton of sauce in here. Let's put it that way. So they can spend as much time here as they pretty much need. 5, as you can see right now. So early surge damage isn't like a massive priority. People are kind of WPing a little bit.
Have y'all heard about the new surge that's coming out? It's like it's gonna prevent surge trading. So like whatever you I can't even explain it at this point, but there's like some new surge tech coming out, and I think it's next season maybe. But yeah, it's supposed to keep from people like quote teaming and like surge trading and everything. So whatever it was last time I heard it, it sounded very interesting for sure.
There, but not like a massive amount. Also, apologies for, you know, this looking so dark. Fortnite Mayors has decided to make the entire replay mode basically unwatchable. Appreciate that. They basically now just rotated to this hill, which has pulled the 5th zone, which has been great for them, and now everyone's kind of rotating into them. So at this point, they're able to get a good amount of their surge racked up. I don't imagine the third thresholds are really that high in this game, because it is just eval, and there's only 53 people up, so I don't think they really need to go crazy with the tags. All right, we've got a north zone pool here for them. Bunch of people on their head. Pete's team rotating right past them. Kind of everyone's just crash padding instantly. So with these, you kind of have a couple of rough times. You can either crash pad early or crash pad late. Now, this is a crash pad that I like. So these floor crash pads are really nice, where you just bounce off of them, and they've not got any fizz at all, right? So they only have the 6 crash pads as they rotate. Clix has been triple weapon, which is interesting. That's probably why they were spending so much time looting. They just didn't get a fizz in their entire game. The problem with a lot of normal crash pads, obviously, is you just fly high, but this floor one's allowed to bounce, and then you can kind of slide like this and continue on. The fact that Clix even got beam there, right? They got beam for 100 because that team was watching. It was kind of obvious when they placed the 2 floors that there's a team above that can watch. Had they high crashed there, like just done a regular old normal one, they would have easily died, right? Easily. So that team would have just like, yeah, you know, easily wiped out Clix from that single crash pad. So the fact they bounced off the floor, kept him alive, and then got them ahead into this rotate too. This also allowed them to time to refarm. The one thing I like that they're doing a lot though is they're continually looking behind them. What you got to remember with this meta is everyone's fizz crashing. You know, they're always making these nuts rotates. It's really easy to get your head landed on. So you have to repeatedly watch behind you. So, you know, where Higgs is walking forward.
The worst feeling is when like a whole duo just crash pads on top of your head.
He's the one kind of looking in front as Tarpon just leading. Clix is the one at the back, and his job has to be to make sure they don't get landed on, right? So if you're the person following, you have to continue to look behind you, look up to make sure teams aren't just crash padding straight onto your heads as well. 7th zone going to pull Max. Okay, so let's see. I love the instant rotate here. Instant crash pad. Thing is, if you go straight away, a lot of people are just going to be focused on get the balls. What a name. A lot of players, that's actually.
But the good thing about Div 1 and EVAL Cups is that they actually play. Like if it's time to rotate and we're all on like the farthest and it's max pulling like this, why are we gonna start griefing other teams? Especially like, for instance, this is like straight going for the win. So like, why would you grief? And like, especially playing in Div 5, people griefing and everything. It's like, for what? Like, it's the most brain dead people.
It's actually extremely greedy right now, I must say. Okay,
exactly.
Let me have a look.
I'm telling you, it's extremely greedy, because if you're playing smart, everyone's gonna get to rotate, secure their spot in the next zone.
So as you notice, there's all these teams behind them straight away. Okay, let me get the old camera out.
This is getting interesting.
How many teams are back here? You know, we got 5, 6 teams all back. So they've rotated instantly, and obviously they're ahead already.
See,
right?
I would have
went that behind them. They've done a good job of not being right next.
Or stayed on top of the hill on the road part right there, but not go so far right or down there on that hill. Because if anything goes down on this hill, you can look down on it, and it's going to be a straight shot between the person they were rotating towards, that team that hit the crash pad, and all these teams down here on the bottom.
gone instantly. If a single one of these teams also, like, say, instantly fizz crashes or uses a
yeah.
crash and slides,
On
they'll
them.
be right on them. Higgs and
Exactly.
Clix are just standing in the open, just spraying.
They can do it and not get hit, but when we do it, you know, we're dead. Double smacking on the walls, pros can do it, not us. Stuff like that.
Well, excuse me, like, I'm talking about, you know, they're being really careful about not getting teams landed on their head, but that's an extremely risky play. Still have some time
And
to
another
refarm.
tip for y'all boys, like, he's not really giving tips, but my tip to y'all is don't be scared to use your build. You can see he got 350 wood. You see his mats are pretty good, so there's nothing wrong with using soft, you know, the wood, and just covering your back every now and then. Because when it comes down to it, last thing you're going to be trying to do is tarp it in-game with softs anyways.
Especially, like, in this instance where they went straight away and went really early. Like, most teams will either go early, straight away, or they will wait to the very end, like where the zone starts to move and then everyone goes at the same time. It's kind of odd for teams to do this kind of in the middle and make a big rotate, and if they are, they're going to stagger and use a bunch of mats at the same time. So you actually have a little bit of time to go and reharvest as they go there. So that's kept them up. So 110 and 117 mats just going into the 7th zone where it's about to close. Ain't too worried about that. Where's the zone going to pull? Another max zone, so another unfavorable pool. Last zone they went really early. Again, seems like they're going to do the same.
As soon as I get that second max pull, I'm instantly telling teammate, max pull. Stop looking at everyone. We're going to figure out, we're going to use, 28 seconds till zone, if I'm looking at the replays correctly. So we got 28 seconds. We could just, as an IGL, you sit there and say, hey, we're going to focus on this rotate. Let them know we're going to throw the crash pad. Especially if they're more unexperienced, let them know everything you're going through the process. But take this time to figure out what you're going to do on a max pull like this. And they're 673 above, and they're trying to go for the win because the kills don't matter. So really focus on the rotate, because where you position yourself might be to make it or break it for your game.
Crash pad safe. Like, if you are on a high layer and you crash pad, you kind of have to do the floor ones where they bounced like earlier. And there, Higgs is looking behind him as he's also harvesting. So he's able, similarly, yet again, to make sure that a team doesn't crash pad on his head.
Yo,
so,
look.
Harvesting. So he's able, similarly, yet again, to make sure that a team...
Look at this. Get the balls. Yo, this boy just staring at him, too. Oliver OG went down. He's trash.
So one thing there... And if they go this early, and they got a nice refresh. Ooh, there's a player there. Get out. Nice. Good from Clix to hold. Okay, come on, Higgs. We can get out. Nice, nice. Good from Clix to hold and be to make sure Higgs can try to get out, even though he kind of whiffed the mantle a little bit. They've spent time to get more mats refreshed and try to look for a fight. Now that they can just stagger late and go for a crash pad and go over everyone's head into like roughly into dead side.
So
immediately building metal. Really nice. So you can see they're kind of like they've cut off everyone at the edge zone here, right at the far edge. So now again, if zone pulls this way, they're early. If zone pulls this way, they can rotate around the side.
Yeah, they could rotate on the side, but at the same time, I'm sitting here, I'd be telling my teammate, yo, this gonna be a water rotate. Like, if this first crash pad doesn't get us across there, and we have to use a second one, at least try to get over that water. Last thing you want to be doing, if you get in that water and two teams start spraying at you and they see you on the water struggling, just know you better get lobbied. I'm telling you.
Right here, so this is a really nice position too. Only problem in this is it depends what kind of weapons people are carrying in the meta. A lot of people are carrying the OXR right now, but if there's like a more stinger meta, like if Peterbot's team's sitting next to you, you're just kind of wraps. The other good thing about this kind of side
is that glaze
of zone in this weapon meta, as I'm getting into that point. Yeah, if everyone's carrying stingers, you go here. It's really easy to get lobby focused or like Fury ARs. A lot of people are carrying double pumps, right? Let's see. There's like bolts carrying it. Yeah, like Acor. No, they're carrying SMGs next to them.
I prefer SMG. Comment down below if you prefer double pump or the SMG and pump.
Yeah, so it's kind of a bit of a mix. A lot of people carrying SMG, a lot of people carrying double pump. If you're going like really split from the lobby and you rotate late, like obviously your builds are weak, so you can easily get lobby focused. In this instance, it didn't really matter, but if a lot of people are running double pump, then it's really hard just to lobby focus you anyway, so you're actually better off playing a lot of these kind of dead side spaces. Remember, like now they have no crash pads, so like no crash pad left for endgame is a rough position for a lot of teams already. So on the edge of zone rotates away for, like I said, like this rotate here is way easier just to foot rotate it than what they're doing previously, or than what a lot of the teams have been doing. Like a look back. Oh, the full piece under Josh. Okay, all right, Higgs just jumps straight into the box, gets a full body because they have this free tarp ahead of them. Obviously they've got the space and time to do that. The benefits of early rotates like that, of course, are the fact that you have time. Now they have the crash pads, so maybe I guess they felt like they needed it. Same thing, stick into that side of zone. Very nice. Look how free it is. Well, they're getting stuck up on here. You've got to be really careful.
You just gotta watch that open backside. Make sure your fragger's checking back there. IGL's looking forward. He's trying to focus on the rotate. Fragger giving the IGL match to tarp, or it don't really matter who tarp.
You love that edit as well, right? Imagine you were here. Why is this focusing like this? What is going on? Something going on. And you want to spray out high. You edit these two.
Chaos Gaming? Yo, I thought he fell off. Are we talking about the same little kid that was on controller?
The zone
Yeah,
transition.
these are beautiful mats. He's almost capped out on everything. Like that's
Airport stratting,
is like-
creating a bunch of space.
we
Unlock.
pray for times like this.
Zone pulls max
10 zone,
again.
almost max.
Now
max.
they've already set up an early crash pad, and I imagine you can just do the exact same thing. Yeah, they're slightly more into the center now, I think. Yeah,
They
so
wish
now
someone
they're
would
much
push
more in the
them right
center
now.
of the zone now. So now they might have a little problem, right? They're no longer on this far left side. They have a lot of teams next to them who can kind of cut them off. This is where they have to be way more weary. Start to spray players on their lair. Can get a crash pad. A little tough from the spot. They're looking for height. Is there even a height up here at all? Go for a height retake with a... No. Okay, I was going to say go for a potential height retake, but that sends them off to the other side. Higgs can get a good tarp out of this and then still be on the opposite side of zone, potentially. They've been cut off on low ground, so they go up a few layers. Like a lot of players in that instance would have made the mistake of like...
Oh, that's one of my favorite things to do on a rotate. If you get far front side, you could go like 10 meters in the zone. Go ahead and box it out. If you could risk like 30 damage maybe on a 10 tick zone, throw a couple splashes down, and then by the time zone's at you, like you're set on that low ground.
Instance here, because now of course like these low ground teams, if you're anywhere near them, like look at these guys have done a great job on low ground. FU's team and those are like, look at this airport strat down here. Look how much space they have claimed across the whole area. If you've gone like one tile above them, it's so easily for you just to get like chopped, to get sprayed down. But from Clix and Higgs POV, they've gone up 2 tiles instead, so they have this like extra layer or like spraying out all the walls because they've just built.
They are going for strictly win. Strictly win.
Connected to them because someone else will inevitably collect. So from here, like they have such a free rotate, and now yet again, they're ahead of zone, and now they have the time where they can sit and spend to try and like chop, to spray someone to go for a fight, right? To set.
What y'all know about your last crash pad and you try to mantle and then it throws your last crash pad?
They have no heals. Okay, so he's only down to like 60 whites or 65 whites. Sorry, player got knocked down below. Manages to steal the body's acorn. He's got a full fizz out of that.
Nice.
The beauty of the fizz regenerating. And now yet again, Higgs is doing a great job of like claiming left side of zone. Like they're just super cheap tarping all of this time because of that. Drops the fizz down to Clix so he can heal him off.
They probably got the most matches.
He's kind of missing every single. He's missing him with the fizz, unfortunately. Gets into that end game. Still claiming front side. Now they can chop out the height. I love the height grief. Like just going to chop it out rather than like going to retake it. Right? They just spray it out. Moving zone to the minute left. They have enough mats to probably play it all out, especially with the 2 medkits that they have. So again, now claiming the entire low. They have 1 elim still to the who gets the rest? Let's see. Seems to be Higgs. Let's just keep watching from his POV anyway. They're trying to get cut off with the other low ground team. Great job to back out. I don't know how much storm he's taking. I'm guessing Clix will probably go for the heal off because Higgs has taken so much storm. I mean, I guess they're not going to go down to storm sickness, so it doesn't really matter. That's a chapter 5 thing you need to care about. Not really in this chapter, let's be real. Heals up 9 builds. 8, let's see. Ooh, denied. That was so nice. They were going for a fizz height take. Whoever's on height right now, which we'll check in a second. That was a great job. They saw the ramp coming out.
That was crazy.
And they've just denied it. Okay, Higgs going for the heal off. I don't know what Clix is doing right now, I'll be honest. Good spray out. It's Canada's team. Drops down.
I can just see Clix right now just like, I'm trying to get height. I can't get height. While Higgs is screaming, yo, come here. I got him cracked. And he's like, hold on. Hold on.
And Higgs now goes from the backside. I'll rewatch the most important plays of this in a second.
3 medkits.
And now he's got 3 medkits, and I guess he just wins heal off from here.
Clix,
him against Dolzer. Dolzer has...
Yo.
Oh, med miss, that's it. He's got sickness.
Dang.
So maybe this is important, actually. Or was that Dolzer as sickness? Oh, it's Dolzer as sickness. Okay. Nice. Okay, there was 2 really nice things right in that final moving zone. This was a little chaotic there.
I loved every single rotate except that first one. That was kind of...
We're struggling here, getting lobby focus and whatnot. You need to make a play to win, right? You need to make
just dead in the air, just standing there after they rotate, just spraying him like they're not gonna get killed. I'm surprised they didn't even get tagged off
play
that.
to do something. Great recognition.
I didn't recognize it by now.
Here from Canada and Arc. If you see a ramp like this,
Canada and Arc, I've been going crazy too, yo.
Likelihood someone's just gonna hit a crash pad and try and retake.
But what are the chances that they're looking back like that? Like for instance, if I was Canada on high, I'm thinking like, okay, they're in zone. Let's just keep it pushing, and you know we'll catch them in the zone that low, or we'll look back once we're in zone, or whatever the case is. I don't even know.
Watch out for any ramps that are like this. Then they just completely.
But that was so grief, but it was so smart.
That height retake there. Okay, very nice. So then he's still got 2 medkits. He needs to pop one now.
Right.
Trying to run low in mats. He just splits his mats.
Because what was Clix doing,
height
yo?
sprayed in. He gets out. He's stuck in the little corner healing off. Has no more medkits left. Clix is bouncing around doing something.
Even Reese don't even know what he's doing.
Runs through the back into storm. Gets Canada.
They were
spends
so
the
mad.
time to get the
Yeah.
finish and grab the medkits, create space. No, he doesn't get the medkits. I take that back. Goes back for him. It's 3 medkits, and then I guess he just wins from there.
Yeah.
Nice. There's some really nice tarping mechanics that they have there. A good zone awareness. A little messy in the final zone, but like, who isn't? Let's be real.
I appreciate y'all for watching to the end. Make sure you like and sub. And also, we went up over 100 subs this week, so make sure you drop a comment and claim your OG ticket.